I'd like to give some quick warnings in this story. This warning has forced dating and mentions of forced pregnancy, and this does have some little spiciness to it. But anyways, if you guys saw my community post yesterday, I did not post because the reason was I was tired, and so yeah, that's why I did not post yesterday, so I'm so sorry for that. But here is part 2 of Yandere Overhaul X Listener. You woke up in a room, and all you felt was silk. The bed and the nightgown you had somehow was changed into. Sitting up from the bed, you looked around. It had a bookcase, a couch with a coffee table, and a table with and a TV sitting on a table on the opposite side of the coffee table, and a table with 2 chairs. Your head felt so bad. It felt like the worst headache in all of history. All you could remember was the fact that you and Ari escaped for some time, then being found by Overhaul, and then walking into a restaurant, and having to pretend that you were the perfect and happy family. That's when you fell asleep. But now, why are you here? You should have you would and should have been with Ari in her room, but it looked nothing like hers from what you had been seeing. It made you nervous. But the one question that was on your mind was, why were you in a different room? Why weren't you with Ari? You got used to being with Ari so much that it was making you worry. That's when you heard the door unlock. Wait, it was locked? That's when Overhaul walked in. He noticed you sitting up. His eyes looked to widen a bit. Oh, you're awake. That's good, he said, coming into the room, closing the door behind him, walking over towards the bookshelf and grabbing one before going to sit down on the couch. You were speechless. What were you going to say to him? Were you going to ask him why you were in this room? But that would have gotten you killed. Are you just going to sit there and stare at me? He asked, reading the book he had grabbed. That's when you scrambled to get out of the bed, falling to the floor, then getting up to your feet. He sighed. Don't just stand there, he spat. Well, then what do you want me to do? You asked, your hand hitting the middle of your chest. You could sit on the couch, he spoke. Like nothing? He was the person who hated people next to him. Is he out of his mind? He must be. And why did he offer it in the first place? He sighed, and oh my god. He sighed, and that was your cue to come over and sit. You were sitting at the edge of the couch. This was a little weird for you. Why do you want me to sit with you? I thought I thought you hated people touching you and coming near you. You sighed. You then looked at him. He was so close towards your face. He looked like, oh my god. He looked fine with how close the two of you were. So, you assume people. I don't think that's very kind of you, he chuckled. You could feel your cheeks heat up. He was not in front of you, he was standing in front of you. He crept his hand up. What the fuck? He crept his hand up oh my god. From your hand up to the bottom of your neck, to your chin, making you look up towards him, so he didn't have to look down so much. You know, the first time I saw you, I knew something was special about you. He smiled. Once you stuck out and took some time to find you. I have been wanting to know more, much more. His hand was now around your neck, his knee going into the middle of your legs. Have you craved this? He asked as you moaned out a bit. He smirked. He then moved his other hand to his mask and took it off. He then locked his lips with yours, his knee pushing more into the middle of your legs. His hand was still choking you. Your hands held out on your hand held onto his hand that was on your neck, wanting it to leave. He then let go and moved towards your chest. Then his lips parted and his hand left your body. You huffed a little. You thought you were getting something, did you? He asked, his face still close to yours. No, you whelped. Why would I expect? I was getting something from a man like you. I want to leave right now. You're cruel, you're rude, and you were cut off by his hand around your neck. I'm not letting you go. You'll stay here and do as I say. He spoke, then continued. If I have to even get you pregnant in the just for you to stay, I will. Do you understand? He asked, and all you did was nod, since you couldn't talk. He smiled, picking you up and taking you to the bed. He placed you on top of him, cuddling you. Oh my God, I forgot what I wrote here, but what he wanted. Someone that Ari, he got what he wanted. Someone that Ari trusts, and his beautiful wife. I hated it there, you spoke, with Akira laying her head on your lap, combing through her hair. She was your daughter with that awful man. She was only 2. That's awful. The person you knew as Deku. The 3 of you were in the hospital after the attack to save Eri. I'm glad that Fat Gum and Red Riot found you 2, Lemillion spoke. I was told to wait for him. You guys stopped him before getting to us, you spoke. But I'm glad that Akira will have a better childhood, and I hope Eri as well. Did you guys like part 2? I really enjoyed it because I got to put someone you guys will meet for another book. Wink, 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 coming soon. So yes. Also, Todoroki X Yandere Reader Part 2 is in the works. So yeah. But anyways, also a lot of people, guess what? Your Tamaki X listener is in the works. This one was inspired by a story that was on YouTube, I think a year ago, and I don't know when it got deleted, but yes. So that is in the works right now. I won't tell you anything, but it is being written to the best of my abilities and best of my memory. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye, lovelies. I love you all so much. And make sure to stay hydrated, oh my God, hydrated, and get enough sleep. Bye, lovelies. Mwah.